make a vlog, capture the price of Tesla specifically, although this is US dollar, $164.90. So for instance, if you took one Tesla share today and hold it for maybe a year, let's see what happens versus something like PulseChain. Now, as you can see, this week wasn't the best for the Uber challenge. So this is the Uber challenge laid on top of the Tesla comparison, and why I think PulseChain will most likely outperform Tesla in terms of price. Not that PulseChain will hit $164.90. I mean, if it does that, man, gas fees are going to go up a lot. I don't think we're hitting that sort of target anytime soon. Who knows, maybe we do. But we have a look here. I was looking at something like Solana, for instance, but for some reason, I just can't seem to put any purchases through. For some reason, the Solana network is congested. More recently, I saw some Coinbase legal issues. Didn't seem to affect the price either. So I'm really not understanding how markets are functioning right now. I'm being told this economy is the best it's ever been. And for instance, having a look at the US debt, knowing that it's the highest it's ever been, I'm still confused because I thought I understood how economies work. Maybe, just maybe, I have no idea. But having a look at those earnings, right, I thought, what could I do with those earnings? So as I've been documenting and going along, I've decided to go through and make some small purchases of, I think Hex is almost old now. It's almost like an old school token. And actually buy it and actually, you know, burn some of it and send it out into the future. And then maybe in the future, maybe I sell some. I don't know. I mean, I have to sell some at some point, don't I? To make a little bit of profit. So I thought if I do it in little increments, it won't, you know, it'll be better for all participants. The next thing I thought was Pulse, because it's a new L1. It's looking pretty shiny to me, you know. And then on top of that, I thought, well, maybe now is a good time to start stacking PulseX as well. So it's going to be a really hard call to decide. So I thought all three. Let's compare the price of Hex, PulseX, and PulseChain versus Tesla for the next 49, 48 weeks. I think I'm at week 4 so far. So what I did this week, I bought a little bit more because the week was okay, you know, it was okay. There was a little bit of excess earnings, but mind you, this is for some other people, this might not be enough to survive off at all. So, you know, each to their own. However, I was able to scrape some off of this and put away about $100 of this. And then buy some Hex, buy some Pulse, and buy some PulseX. If I keep stacking that for the next 48 weeks, it's going to be very interesting how that plays out versus had I bought one particular Tesla stock. You know? In the real world, I might actually sell some Tesla stock to buy some more of this PulseChain and buy some more of this Hex, buy some more of this PulseX, because I can't get any Solana because the network is just congested. But most likely everyone else keeps piling into that because everyone's talking about it. You know what they're not talking about? They're not talking about PulseChain. They're not talking about PulseX. And everyone has a Hex on Hex. Lol, pun intended. So hopefully, you know, in the future, the price of everything is up. We shall see. That's why I make these videos. Now, I did a brief comparison. Now, this is some bonus content if you understand LP providing. Again, people already probably understand this. But I have been tracking kind of closely, although I've been slacking a bit. And what you shall see, what I found is since March 8th versus now, relative to Pulse and INC I was looking at, even though the value of PulseChain, if you go back here, maybe make it, you know, 30 days or so, well, works out pretty good. It's down 44%, right? It's down 49%. It's down 42.6, it's down 52.3. When the prices are down, it is the hardest thing to do. It is the hardest thing to do is buying. I am not kidding. I had to, that's why I'm doing this dollar cost average in regardless. And although I have changed the algorithm ever so slightly this week because everything was doing a bit better, and I thought, well, when things are down so hard, maybe increase the amount of injection of capital and maybe spread a little bit wider. So instead of just buying Hex this week, I thought I'll buy some Pulse, I'll buy some Pulse X, buy some Hex. I'll buy Solana because network's down. Dump my Tesla. Get my. I'm not saying that. I'm seriously thinking about doing that though, because like I said, performance wise, if this hits what, $300, 320, thereabouts, I've made a 2x. Right. What could happen though if you dumped in that $164 into something that's costing fractions of a penny, and then it does what over a 52-week period? This is why crypto could be the thing that helps you. Now, maybe you don't like Hex, Pulse X. Maybe you're still learning about this. That's fair enough. I can't help you. I've gone way beyond that tolerance. That I'm a very patient person, right? I can put up with a lot. Witnessing some things I've seen in cryptocurrency has pushed me to the limits, right? This is why I do not engage with a lot of cryptocurrencies anymore. Case in point, Solana is down. It's okay, I guess, if you got into early. If you got in early to Solana when it was, whatever the price. I actually don't even know what the price is now. I'm assuming it's over $100. Can you imagine if you were able to get in to something like Solana that's down all the time, which is up over $100? I'm assuming. I'm not even sure the price. When it was 0.0000966. Now I'm pretty sure something like $493. I mean, maybe not putting your whole economy income into that, but I'm pretty sure that would do a decent ROI. Just a pretty decent one, So let's have a look at the price of Solana now. It's $181. $180. Do you remember when it was like $30 not that long ago? And then even earlier than that, it was like $9. That's the prices I remember of this thing. I'm pulling this from our favorite. Now, people might not use this, but I still tend to use it. It's pulled back just a little bit, right? All time. Let's have a look. It hit 233 back in 2021. That's approaching, the all-time highs. It's pulling back slightly. I remember when it was back here, $9. Where was it? It's gonna be the new. It's gonna be the new Ethereum. It's gonna be the new thing that everyone built on. It only took what? Feb 21, Feb 22, Feb 23, three years for that particular talking point to catch on. And in the meantime, maybe people were accumulating. So how long has Pulse Chain been out for? It's currently 331. It is approaching its 1 year anniversary. So if we go back and have a look at, I don't know how this became a Solana stream. If this is the all-time high, if this is all the data it has, how did Solana release? Okay, now I need to do this live stream. Was it an ICO? Please don't tell me it was an ICO. How was it? You came out 2019. Are you kidding me? All right. Let us have a look. Solana Cryptocurrency was first available in 2019. Private token sales, West Solana Labs raised about 20 million. Both the Solana protocol and Sol tokens were released to general public in 2020. Oh my god. So it is like barely 4 years old. And it's $180. And for some reason it's in all the, it's all the, has a lot of focus on it for some reason. I'm not sure if it's being paid shills are focusing on this, or just it's just sort of it's catching on like wildfire, I don't know, maybe. But if, or I guess you can't because it never hit, it never was a penny. But say you bought, $490 of it and you heard about it really early. Say it was like 50 cents. Oh my god, 50 cents. Dude, what is that? That is crazy. Was it point where hang on. So if you had $400, right, back in the day, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna buy some of this Solana stuff. I got 800 of these Solana tokens, and then now it's worth 180, right? You times it by the 180, close enough, right? Round up, it's $144,000. Shit. Oof. That's pretty good, right? That's a pretty decent return if you were able to hold for 1, 2, 3, about 4 years. I'm trying to tell people. I'm like, I don't even know how to explain this anymore. It's I don't know if it was the whole 2 years of waiting. I don't know if it was because people don't appreciate a complete fork of Ethereum, cheaper fees, or it's just going to take a while for it to catch on. Like Solana did, like Solana has. It came out at 95. What was the low? Call it 55 cents. So its low was the all-time high thereabouts of Hex on Ethereum. Just think about that. That this was, oh, dude, that would be a good buy. And imagine if it ever was at lower prices. So imagine, go back here, have a look at Pulse Chain, and it ever hits, what if Pulse Chain, I don't know, what if Pulse Chain hits to 10x, right? 100x, 1000x, 10,000x, right? How many tokens have done a 10,000x and maintained it and pushed through higher? But yeah, so I'm going to be taking my meager earnings, which people may laugh at, but I'm not dumping any of my cryptocurrency holdings, that's for sure. Especially not at these rates. Remember, not a big player in this space. And when things are like this, I honestly think it is an opportunity. But maybe I'm crazy, right? Maybe it goes down another 50% from here, or maybe in another month it goes back up to where it was. And what have you done to your little meager investments then? Maybe they're performing quite well. Now, back to, I stopped mid-sentence, so I always do that. Back to the 8th of March till now. That's why I got off track. We had pullbacks, and then we have I know it's $180 though. That's crazy, and it doesn't work. It's the equivalent of Joe Biden. It just doesn't work, but everyone votes for him. We can go down some rabbit holes there, but he's the president, isn't he, of the US? He's not looking too sharp, but he's still the president. Now, a little dig at the US there. And their dear leader. If, for instance, you had ratios between Pulse and Ink in terms of the amount you get when you swap from Ink for Pulse, even though the price is down by 44.3% and Ink 42.6% over the 30 days, what you'll actually see is if you were to now trade in your Ink for like of the same amount, say you had 10 tokens and you traded them back on the 8th of March at their prices, you would get less Pulse per Ink. Now, when you look into the future, there is some risk there. What if the price goes down further, right? It's possible. But generally speaking, what tends to happen to L1s? You know, I mean, they tend to increase over time. Now, I'm not talking to the chat, if there's anyone in here. I'm not talking to the Hexkins, the Polskins, the PulseXkins. I'm hoping someone, you know, does look at maybe Tesla stocks, or they do look at Solana, or they do gig economy work and they're struggling. Like I am honestly, I would say I am not thriving. I had a plan to extract, I think 20 grand a year, Australian, and that would be more than enough to cover my way of living. But I saw a huge pullback on the thing that I was planning to do that with, which was Hex EX. Now, so I had to re-strategize and go, okay, this is not going to work. If I start selling now at these low prices, it's not going to end well for my bags. And also, a lot of the stuff's locked up. And when things coming out, I'm like, I'm not selling for these lows. So I thought, well, get some source of income, pull the income in, and then use that income to buy more things that I like. Now, I might do the same play with the INC token. I'm still torn whether to hoard the INC because it's going to $10,000 or just dump it for things I like, because these ratios are very interesting to watch, especially if you're farming in smaller amounts, you know, not thousands and thousands of dollars. And if you were to farm them at these lower rates, I'm starting to think buying things I like with them could be a really good play at these depressed levels. Because, like I said, going back, having a look at the numbers don't lie, you get a better ratio. And my assumption is, because I'm sort of biased towards price go up with cryptocurrency over time, as we can see with a thing that doesn't work, which is maybe it's your favorite token, maybe you're heavily invested in Solana, which is, I'm not having a digging, I'm just pointing out, you would have done quite well if you bought at the beginning and you held to now. Even if you bought here, anything under $100, yeah? You're looking okay. Cryptocurrency, L1s especially, tend to go up and to the right. They tend to. So I could imagine a future where you have L1 like Pulse Chain. Maybe it does some large numbers, maybe it does some large X's, maybe we see the 10, 100, maybe 1000X, who knows, right? Because L1, brand new, people don't know about it. I guess it's untested, even though it's like a fork of Ethereum, and it's cheaper fees, and there's already like a whole deep liquidity pool over there on PulseX and other things being built on it and things like that. But yeah, maybe just people aren't, you know, overly aware of it just yet, because it's not being I guess advertised to them, because no one in this space, in the Hexkin, PulseX and Pulse Chain space, as far as I'm aware, is paying for ads. Otherwise, you'd most likely see billboards everywhere with bikini babes and dudes cruising around with PulseX, Pulse Chain, etc, Hex, who knows? I'm not seeing that, right? I'm not seeing that. Although I'm not seeing it with Solana either, so, or Ethereum. Bitcoin maybe. So I'm not really sure how it all grows. Maybe people are just going to take the maddest of gains from Solana, roll it back into Pulse Chain, ride Pulse Chain up, and ride it hard, because that's what I think is going to happen. But yeah, who knows? I'll close this one out. Thank you, chat, for chiming in, because I agree. Solana does not work. Maybe it's being stress tested now, hence why you're seeing network congestion. And you just see it like not spammed, but you saw a large array of interesting tokens being released on that particular network. So maybe we just sit back and wait for the Ethereum ETF to come through, and the BTC halving to take place. And I guess in Pulse Chain land, what else is there? I guess there's regulatory risk one could consider. However, I'm not so sure a lot of this affects the actual token price generally. It's more the people behind it, I guess. I mean, if we what was the last one? Not Coinbase. There was one before that. I think it was Ripple or something like that, and it was deemed like transactions between individuals wasn't an issue. You know, something like that. I don't know. Look it up. But yeah, I mean, I don't think, you know, I just don't think all that stuff matters too heavily on cryptocurrency or on individuals who transact with each other peer to peer. To be honest, the same way that Bitcoin still exists, I don't think Bitcoin's being shut down. And I know some people call everything that's not Bitcoin to be shut down in almost in a way, but I honestly don't think they really think that, because if that were to be the case, then the next leg up would be Bitcoin itself. And Bitcoin itself, we're seeing some interesting moves in El Salvador. President was all pro crypto until he turned out and said, "Oh, we're going to register everything." You know what happens before registration? Confiscation. I should know, coming from Australia. No, in closing, that's a slight dig at the gun laws here. Although, to be fair, they're not actually that bad. But I think like literally, if you go back and look in history, registration brought about not confiscation, but in a way, yeah, confiscation. But yeah, there was a lot more to it than that. But not the point of the stream. Point of the stream is, if you do like I do, maybe, just maybe, one day you will be holding a lot of tokens that are worth a lot more than they are now. that's the moral of the story. That's just simply it. It is, I guess, the Uber Challenge week 4. I've decided to expand and purchase both Pulse X and Hex. Create miners for Hex as well. Send them out, and I should probably send them out really far and then backfill them. However, I'm going to try something different with this this time around. Basically, what I'll do, I will, yeah, just work on something different, and then eventually it'll get to the stage where it does get thrown out for a long time, and then I claim the COM, maybe, and then watch the Hedron come in, and then maybe flip that over to Icosa and things like that. However, that's more of a knowledge you attain through studying, I guess, the Pulse chain ecosystem more closely. Now, there's a lot of other stuff on Pulse chain. If you want to have a look at that, if you scroll down, there is a lot of stuff. I have no idea. All of that is way beyond my pay grade, alright? Not that I get paid for this, but you know what I'm saying. Time. This is my understanding of them. Time. Something to do with the wallet. Also some sort of function that buys Pulse. Tetra. I have no idea. Access. I'm pretty sure it's a token made by a community member. PLSP. I have no idea. Mint. NFT. Orientated. A fork of some other platform. Another community member made it. COM. Another community member made it. Provides you an amount of COM if you send it out for long periods of time. Icosa and Hedron, basically, there was a period where you got 10x bonuses. It decreased to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then Icosa came out. It enabled you to lock up your Hedron to create staking. There's also a whole another function that is being severely underutilized. There's also the ability to bid on HSIs that could be going for relatively cheap, especially at today's prices, if you keep an eye out on the HSI. I call it the bond market, the underlying bond market of Hex Ecosphere, which is what it's fascinating, because usually the bond market is what keeps currencies functioning. However, maybe Hex isn't the currency of anything anymore. Atropa, no idea. ZKZX, something about privacy loan. Some sacrifice took place and platform got forked. Similar with Earn, they were the tokens you got for the sacrifice. I won't have a dig at them, but I'm just pointing out That's I actually don't know if there was any other sacrifice with the other ones. But yeah, these are the only ones. They always irritate me slightly because I'm like, oh, the sacrifice money. If only people kept their money and they used it right now. If they held it in stables and then now they'll be looking at these juicy gains. You could be buying so much more. Not that I did that, so I'm okay because I'm going to be buying these small amounts to try and sort of get into change my footing, I guess. Because I think my initial sacrifice for Pulse and Pulse X was, I'm going to look back and go, why didn't I sacrifice? I mean, I sacrificed more than I did for the adoption amplifier, by magnitude, but I didn't sacrifice much for the adoption amplifier. So again, this is all just if you're familiar with Pulse Chain Ecosphere, we literally have wrapped tokens from Ethereum on Pulse Chain. So if you want, I'm pretty sure that's wrapped BTC, so that's pegged, wrapped ETH, pegged, wrapped Pulse, just wrapped Pulse. Hedron, Pepe, SHIB, Uni, E-Link, Icosa. So if you're new to this particular content and you want to take part, you want to see what your airdrop's worth, you can actually go here, claim your airdrop, Pulse Chain airdrop. Maybe you got something that's worth something and maybe you want to play around, you get some free Pulse Chain if you bridge in. I think that's still happening, and you'll see the extreme fees, the extreme fast network. You'll be quite impressed, you know. There's some meme coins, I don't know anything about them. Well, GoFurries, I heard it's community member created that. I think it's over on Solana, so maybe some of the people will play over there. Again, we got like 5 stables down. That's pretty cool. The ones from the sacrifice, the ones that came up first, don't know anything. Maybe the on ramp comes back online, and then we have the old, you know, DAI, USDC Tether. We then have the perpetuals, again built by community members, and also we have forked P versions. Surprisingly, P CRO is doing well, so I'm not sure if that community knows about it or what is going on, but basically when the network forked, you have a copy of the code of the tokens on the chain, which is Pulse Chain, indicated by the P, and there has been it has been theorized that maybe there is a universe in which the stables that get forked over somehow hit parity through whatever mechanism. Similarly, maybe there's actually 42 million bitcoins, excluding any infinite prints through the inflation bug through BTC that took place on its native chain. But yeah, and maybe there's, you know, some I don't know what. Imagine if imagine if Ethereum hits parity on the Pulse Chain side, that would be pretty insane as well, because, you know, everyone will get a large airdrop, especially if they just one day found their wallets and, you know, signed in. And, oh, that's pretty cool. View all coins. Oh my god, there is a lot. That's crazy. So we've got Pulse Chain has come a long way, and if you're new to this ecosphere, maybe you're like me, maybe you're working in a job that is not really a job. Although my situation, I don't mind it. It's quite relaxing, to be honest. Maybe just maybe you have some spare income, and maybe you're chasing some mad gains, like, you know, something like Hex did. Like the I don't know what you call it. It's like these people that throw in the NBA, they have the half court shot and it goes in. It's like that's kind of what Hex did, right? If you ask me, and it's not over yet, but we're still throwing basketballs and none of them are landing just yet. So when the Pulse lands and when Pulse X lands, when INC lands, maybe we see some more celebrations. I don't know. But all I know is that Solana's down. Price doesn't matter. The price is, you know, it doesn't matter. The network's down, but the price is still up relative to what it was 3-4 years ago since its launch. And Pulse Chain is not even 1 year old, and no one is talking about it. If you are watching this, you probably know more than the average crypto investor. And if truth be known, most of the people in crypto probably sacrificed for Pulse and PulseX and are secretly dying to know, wanting to know why it's not pumping yet. But yeah, that's my take on it. That's my opinion, so don't take anything I said as fact. Nothing is financial advice, and everything I talk about is in an unofficial manner in regards to Tesla, Solana, CoinMarketCap, every single token I ever listed, every single symbol you ever see on my channel, all in unofficial manner. Completely independent, completely brought to you just because I can, you know. I'm hoping one day, you know, one day we see Pulse Chain at its greatness, and then everyone can look back and go, I fucking knew it, I fucking told you, and everyone will say, I wish I bought more. That'll be the first thing that comes to mind, instead of actually buying more in the time frame in which it's most likely to be down. Now, arguably, you could say, well, there's some things coming up which could maybe make the price go down more. It also could maybe make the price go up. So while it's down from its recent high, the last 30 days, maybe just maybe this is it. This is the low or near the low. I don't know. Maybe we go sideways for the next 48 weeks. Who knows? Personally, it would not bother me because I think I'm looking at the LP farming and monitoring and see how that goes. And, you know, maybe some INC, I can use that to sort of some other cool stuff that I like. Basically, I'll be buying PulseX, and Hex is what I'm saying, with INC farmed from PulseX, and Hex. Maybe some staples as well. But on that note, I think I'll close this one out. I'll just check. Solana Network's still down. Tesla stocks, yeah, I'm going to sell them. The ones I own, I got it for free. I wanted to tell the community about it so bad, but I thought I don't want people like. It was literally free money, but anyway, another story. So what else? Yeah. So we got 95 cents to 180. It's a pretty good journey. Ratios currently, if you were to swap INC for Pulse now, ratio is actually better than what it was at the all-time highs. So what that means is you get more tokens for less. You know, keywords there, more tokens, not actual price. In a similar way that the APY, I think, was 40% thereabouts. It was actually higher. I've seen triple figures. I'm not sure if I still have one that's triple figures. Possibly do, but the APY, I can't remember. If you go to hex.com, we'll have a quick look now. Basically, because of the T-share mechanism, you will get that yield in APY, 38%, round up, 40%. So yeah, I'm a dying breed, honestly. I am. Now, hex.com has its own documentary that people just don't want to talk about. Has this diamond, has a NASCAR. I'm pretty sure there was NASCAR. Pretty sure it was like why Uniswap took off, because most Hexagons got the airdrop, and there's been a lot of ads. There's a lot of websites built around it. There's also a lot of, let's have a look how it works, and then APY is in terms relative to Hex. So just imagine if the price of Hex goes up, what could that do? I feel like I'm trying to like a sales pitch. It's not. I'm just talking about these interesting, cool things that people just won't discover. They just won't. And I don't know why. And it's going to be in the contract, and a few others. Look at this. Multiple wealth, other stuff. We got with these channels. We got a few channels. Yeah, most of them still streaming. They'll all come back. Maybe, I hope one day. We got bots. We got English. We got Telegram chats, information exchanges. This is PulseX. That's very cool. Remember Pulse Chain coming soon? It's out now, people. It's out. You can follow the founder on Twitter, YouTube, Telegram if you want to. I actually don't know who the founders of the other tokens are except for Vitalik and Satoshi. In terms of the name Satoshi. Another guy. Another guy? Can't remember. Can't think of him. What else? What else? Facts and questions. If you go through all of this, you understand. It's funny. It's laid out in a certain way that if you actually read it all, it's almost like a textbook, like a small textbook about cryptocurrency, teaching you what is this, what is that, what is this, what is that. But it's set up in the way that if you're trying to pick it apart, while you're picking it apart, you're actually getting smarter. It's very interesting. Testimonials. Now I'm guessing some of these people are pretty well off, and that is very cool. And I can't wait for one day, when Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, INC does, I don't know what you'd call it. Once is this right? I'm not sure if the second cycle of people who get rich off Hex, Pulse Chain and Pulse X will make more than the first cycle. And then the third cycle maybe even more so again. It's hard to say. Tattoos. I'm still waiting for $1. $1 now. It's on Pulse X. What else? But yeah, inflation rate, inflation usage. So this is an interesting read as well. Again, it's just information. It's just words. It's just facts. And then you need to come to your own conclusion and decide whether or not you think. See, I don't even think I looked at this. So where are we at now? 2024, right? Estimated halving. I think it's what, 17 days possibly now. Let's have a look at the halving. What's happening per head? We got the Bitcoin halving. Sorry, 12 days. See, time flies. We're having fun. 5 days ago. Well, last look at this. 12 days ago. 12 days to go. Price is 70,000. Imagine buying bricks to use gold to challenge it low. Imagine buying Bitcoin at 0.000965. You'd be like, oh, this is shit. I don't want to use this. And then it's like, oh wait. A few years later, it's worth something. It's like, oh, this network's always down. Oh, but look, it's 180 bucks. Oh, but it doesn't work. Oh, who cares? It's 180 bucks. Good luck selling it. You have to sell it on centralized exchange anyway, half time. Low. Yeah. I don't know. Most people aren't going to discover this until later when it's like $1, and everyone, oh yeah, it's $1. Oh, you put it away, get more of it. Sick. It'll make more sense then. But right now, it's like, nah, it's down, it's dead. I want to make my own shit. It's gonna be better. I want to take my capital out. I'm gonna buy some like bars of gold or something. I want to buy some, I don't know, property or some shit or some business or something and make some more income. And then maybe not, the income comes back into Hex, Pulse Chain or Pulse X, or maybe people sacrifice and they're just waiting for that return to come back, and then they'll buy back into Pulse X and Hex. And meanwhile, the price is depressed because everyone did all that, what I mentioned before. And then everyone's sitting around scratching their head going, what's going on? I was like, well, the numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Like I said, I just wish I could do more. I wish I could buy more to watch it grow, because I know it's going to happen. It's going to fucking pump hard. It's going to go through the roof. It's going to be insane. I'm going to be like, as I'm going to be selling in the future, small amounts, going, I fucking wish I had more. So that's why I'm buying more now, because I know that those small amounts that I purchase now, maybe they're the amounts that I offload first, instead of the initial sacrifice amounts, instead of the initial bonuses, instead of whatever else LP, instead of miners and shit that come out. That's what I'm thinking. I think everyone else should be thinking the same, because one day this shit's gonna pump, and when it does, it's gonna make a lot of people rich. It's gonna be really cool. But in the meantime, if we sit around and wait for our $1 to turn to $1,000, it's gonna be a painful wait. That's what I think. Yeah, I just need to emphasize, we've seen what Bitcoin's done, we've seen what Ethereum's done, we've seen what Solana has done. Honestly, what do we think that Pulse Chain is going to do? No one. You say, oh, it's just some like maxi fanboy who's like clutching on straws here. It's like, no, I'm trying to explain. Like, this shit is dirt cheap right now. Maybe it goes down, maybe, I don't know. Where are we at? 90 days. I don't think we're going down. I don't think we're going down to the lows of like 90 days ago. Remember that? I kept the screenshot, I'm pretty sure, somewhere. Where is it? And I watched it for ages. I'm like, this is just fucking death by 1,000 cuts. Or water torture. Like, Bitcoin just in there. Like, we just covered that before. I'm telling you, man. Half of the shit is too slow. Can't keep up. Now, I think here, if this is my marker in the sand, you know, my line. So, Hex, it's close. INC's got a way to go to fall back, and I can't see. And this is not a challenge for the whales out there. I can't see the price of INC pulling back that hard anymore. If it did, would the price dip harder? Maybe. But I can't see. Basically, I'm thinking now, if the price of INC pulled back to, say, 50 cents, maybe you'd see the lower like levels of Pulse X and Pulse go even lower than they were back in this image, which I don't want to see that. But that's my thinking. I don't think that's gonna. I honestly think we're near. Maybe we're near some low for the next. What's the date today? 8th of April. Okay, April. May. What was going to happen mid-May? Mid-May. Anniversary of Pulse Chain. Maybe, just maybe, I can't see it going much lower. Based on nothing. Someone could panic, someone could dump, some news could come out, and it could, you know, react like a normal equity might. You know, say Tesla. Oh, we just found a bug in all the Teslas that there's Chinese spyware, and you know, the price absolutely crashes and tanks because all the, you know, non-Chinese markets don't want to buy them. Who knows? Maybe they'll increase the prices in the Chinese market. But I'm saying that this example usually follows on with bad performance of price. But in the cryptocurrency space, we're seeing network down, price go up, inflation bug, price go up. Not that happened recently, but generally speaking, we're seeing, you know, things like that. So I'm not so sure the bad news, potential perceived bad news that could be coming for, I guess, the regulatory risk. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say I think we are at the very, very lows. Like, we can't get much lower than this. I mean, we can, but who's gonna sell further into this? I mean, it makes no logical sense. If anything, it's to me, it's a really good opportunity. So thank you for this opportunity is what I gotta tell everyone. Because buying Pulse right now and Hex and Pulse X is a really good buy. Is probably a better thing to say. Could there be certain regulatory things that come out, I guess court cases and the like, that could add negative impact on price? Maybe. But crypto is an insane world, and what I'm seeing is an inverse reality, because a network that is down, I keep repeating this, is down, the price is just up. Like, if the network goes down, can you imagine if the network went down for Ethereum right now? I don't think the price would just maintain its, like, whatever it is now. Maybe it would. Like, who knows? But yeah, that's how crazy cryptocurrency is. Man, oh man, dude, I wish. See, I'm gonna look back and go, oh, I wish I bought some ink at these prices. Not that I buy ink, but you know, I wish I was doing my challenge like earlier. You know, like maybe to the whole beginning of this. You know, and it might have been some good buys, like very good buys, because that was a long, bloody, brutal bear market, brutal. Especially because, you know, I was looking at my bags going, my poor bags. It's like being punched in the nuts repeatedly. That's what it was. Oof. Now that's over. I'm not looking forward to it again. I don't think it's coming again. Let's have a look. I trade? No. I think that's it. Ratio is more favorable now. If you want to swap INC to things you like versus 30 days ago. I guess you could say regulatory things coming up. Whether that has an impact on crypto, I'm not so sure anymore. I mean, we saw like the potential, God knows what, and then where was the escalation for the World War III? Sort of didn't happen. And Solana's just through the roof, and Bitcoin halving 12 days away. Yeah, so I can just keep doing what I'm doing, my little buys. And hopefully, in the future, in the year's time from now, we shall see what the price is doing for Pulse Chain, Pulse X, and INC, and Hex. Because another 12 months of this will be very interesting to see what the community morphs into. Because I've seen some interesting, like, just it change already, which is just nature of evolution. But yeah, I'm not so sure what it will morph into. It'll be crazy. Also, with the development of Solana and its constant down, be interested to see how that price performs. Most likely it'll hit most likely it'll hit like 200, 300, 400 bucks, 500 bucks, who knows? Maybe Solana will be the third ETF. Can you imagine that? They base an ETF on a thing that's just down all the time, but who cares? Legacy just adopts it. Could be crazy. Crazy. Mind you, inflation's not helping. And infinite, I'm sure they're printing right now. Pretty sure they're burning money right now, but anyway, no one really cares about that. But that is about it. So that was my that was my Pulse Chain versus Tesla, and why I think if you take into all those talking points I just talked about, and look, add 3 extra facts to everything I mentioned, for and against, come to your own conclusion why you think Tesla, prove me wrong, will not outperform Pulse Chain. So if you think, you know, if you buy a Tesla stock right now and it's gonna do a 100% increase in a year, you know, then maybe you should do that. But if you think something like the new L1, which is severely under adopted, although a lot of people sacrifice for, but for some reason no one's buying, if you think that's not going to do return to its price of 30 days ago, you know, then maybe you should buy that one. I don't know. But yeah, that is it. All right, signing out. And I don't even know if I continue these videos. Maybe I'll come back in 48 weeks and just see how it all plays out. That might be the less painful way to do it. But I'll keep doing it. Don't worry, I'll keep doing it. I know who I'm talking to here. Alright, free speech signing out. Thank you, everyone.